All right, here's some big news coming in. Chandrayaan set for automatic landing. Chandrayaan-3's mission all set to initiate an automatic landing sequence. ALS, as it's called, awaiting the arrival of lander module at the designated point at around 5:44. Now, upon receiving the ALS, the automatic landing system command, in fact, what we see now is the lander module will activate the throttle engine for power descent. Mission operations team will keep confirming the sequential execution of these commands. The live telecast of the operations to begin, in fact, at approximately 5:20 p.m. That's precisely the time. Now, the descent has begun. As we know, that the Chandrayaan-3 mission has been set as per plan, and it's going as per plan. It's all set to initiate the automatic landing sequence, ALS as they call it, and it's awaiting the arrival of the lander module at the designated point around 5:44 p.m. 5:44 p.m., the Indian Standard Time. Upon receiving this automatic landing command, we see that the activities will then begin to throttle the engine for a powered descent. One should know that while the lander is getting closer to the moon, the speed which the lander is coming towards the moon with at nearly 6,000 kilometers per hour, that's mostly the speed that it's progressing towards the moon, that speed must be cut down to nearly zero. Basically, barely 2 meters per second. That's the speed with which it's got to descend on the moon in the last 15 minutes. So this operation will begin at around 5:20 p.m. approximately. That live telecast of the operations will begin at 5:20 p.m. We'll be able to see exactly the maneuvers of the Chandrayaan, the Vikram lander. The Chandrayaan-3 mission is all set and as per plan, descending towards the moon. It's all set to now initiate the automatic landing sequence, and it awaits the arrival of the lander module at the designated point at around 5:44. And upon receiving the automatic landing sequence command, we see that the lander module will activate the throttle engine for a powered descent. And this mission, the operations team will keep confirming the sequential execution of these commands, and that live telecast of the operations will be relayed at 5:20 p.m. onwards. Chandrayaan-3, as we know, is moving with the gravitational force. The Earth and the Moon's gravitational pull is what's really guiding the spacecraft, as opposed to maybe what Russia's moon mission, the lunar 25, their system was mostly a high-powered rocket that landed the lunar 25 on the moon, unfortunately in a crash. But the Chandrayaan-3 system itself is designed as per the gravitational force. And we see a big update that's coming in on it is that this that the Chandrayaan-3 mission right now is all set to initiate the automatic landing sequence. Let me cut across to Shiv Arur, joining us live from the newsroom. Shiv, these of course are technical jargons, but do simplify for us. As the Chandrayaan-3 mission is progressing very well as per plan towards the moon's surface, tell us exactly what's the update coming in from Isro.
So we've got the first pictures here on India Today of the inside of the Isro command center. These are the men and women of Isro in large numbers here, men and women, scientists, engineers, technologists, analysts, mission specialists, observers who are at their terminals waiting for the next few hours when that automatic landing sequence will be initiated, and then the powered landing of the Vikram lander will start taking place. Around 5:20 is when the entire sequence will actually be kicked off. As we've reported here on India Today, the sequence is a very, very delicate one. Many of the lessons learned after the 2019 Chandrayaan-2 mission have been incorporated into a nearly fail-safe mechanism for the Chandrayaan-3 landing system. So these pictures are actually amazing, because this is for the first time that we and our viewers are getting an inside view of where it all happens. This is the real war room viewer, where the men and women of Isro, the managing team, those with telemetry systems, those with the computers that are directly linked to the Vikram lander, and the orbiter module of the Chandrayaan-3 are tracking in real time, through imagery, through camera information, through telemetry, precisely what's happening. There's a great deal of health monitoring also happening. Obviously, we're not going to be able to zoom into those terminals because much of this information is privileged information and these scientists cannot be disturbed. But this is amazing. This is where it all really happens. Every person you see here plays an extremely key role in what's happening thousands of miles away on the Vikram lander. So, hearts apace right now. Everyone's completely strapped in. There's going to be no one, very few people getting up from their seats now until the final countdown.